It is a junkyard dog, Jerome Williams. You know what time it is, and you're watching the Fanatics View. Gotta be there. It's Dog Pound. Well, my thoughts were simply this. Obviously, I was pretty much for Floyd Mayweather. I didn't expect a long fight. I really thought that Conor McGregor did a great job of really going in that ring, fighting. He won a couple of rounds from the champ, which is very honorable, and gave the people, a show pretty much like their money's worth. I think Floyd had to switch his style up because he didn't sit back and let, Conor just be the aggressor. He pushed the envelope the entire fight, which I think gained him more fans. Because, if you're going to go out 50-0, what better way than go out with a knockout? And he really kept the pressure on him and really made this an interesting fight, made it intriguing for the fans because he had to play more defense, meaning Conor McGregor, than Floyd would normally do. You know what, from JYD's perspective, the Big Three was totally awesome. I mean, a whole summer full of basketball. We're getting away from just golf, getting away from just baseball during the summer. Obviously, we've always had WNBA for a number of years, but the women have done a great job. But we needed some more basketball in our lives during the summer. NBA Summer League comes through and you get a week of the rookies, and the new faces of the NBA. It's a perfect transition to have the old faces of the NBA still have a place. And shout out to Ice Cube for really formulating this league with Roger Mason and Jeff. And those guys really did, something special and put together a very well-run professional league that will be around for years to come. When you get that many Hall of Famers, that many NBA legends, that many NBA All-Stars, on the court at the same time, people realize that it's really about the stats. It's really about the points, the rebounds, the steals, the assists, and that's when it's a real sport. 3-on-3 basketball is here to stay. It's an Olympic sport. It's played professionally all across the globe in other countries. They're playing professional 3-on-3. The United States, they're just now getting a little taste of it this summer, and next summer it's going to be even bigger. So if you don't have your Big Three tickets early, you're going to be out watching it on TV because you won't be able to get into the arena. Absolutely. See, I got the phone call the day of the deadline in Detroit from Joe Dumars saying, hey, you've just been traded your rights to the Toronto Raptors. And I was like, wow, I thought my heart was in Detroit. I was never leaving Detroit. And I said, well, thank you, for allowing me to get drafted by Detroit. Thank you for, my Dog Pound in Detroit. Hang up the phone, and it's Glenn Grunwald, the general manager for the Toronto Raptors, saying, hey, man, we're happy to have you. We're so glad you're going to be here in Toronto with us. We're sending a private jet for you tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow at practice. But you probably won't make practice tomorrow because the jet won't get in till a certain amount of time, blah, 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 blah. And I said, well, I got to make practice tomorrow, so I'm just going to have to, drive there. He said, you're going to drive to Toronto? I said, yeah, it's only like 4 hours. He said, but it's snowing, it's blizzard outside. I said, hey, I got 4-wheel drive, I got a Blazer, hop in it. I'll be there in like a couple hours, just have my room ready. He was like, okay. So I went home, told my wife what happened, told her I had gotten traded. She said, what are you going to do? I said, well, what I always do. I'm never late for practice. You talking about practice? Shoot, Dog ain't never late for practice. So we hopped in the car. I hopped in the car. She stayed back, got my stuff packed up. I was on the road, wheeling and dealing through the snow, through the blizzard, through the rain, all that. Next thing I know, starting to get some calls from the press. The press was on to me, heard I was on the road. So that's really how the story got out, because I was on some radio stations and they said, you're driving through the snowstorm? I said, yep, I'll be there tomorrow, and I don't know if I'll be able to play. And I ended up playing that night because I made practice. Man, my fondest Raptors memory, Game 6, NBA playoffs, 2001 versus Philadelphia 76ers. Allen Iverson was in the house, my former teammate from Georgetown, alongside another Georgetown alumni, Dikembe Mutombo. Everybody knows Mount Mutombo and all that. JYD, Jerome, you will never dunk on Mount Mutombo. But in game 6, fourth quarter, under 4 minutes left in the game, behind the back pass from Vince Carter down the lane, me and Mount Mutombo met. And guess what? The dog pound came out on top because he got jammed on and won and the foul and the dog pound going crazy. Millions of them. That's how it's going down. It's my fondest memory. Shout out to the Dikembe Mutombo for getting that chest-to-chest bump. Absolutely. It's been awesome. You know, Allen is a mythical figure in the NBA ranks in terms of his notoriety, former league MVP. He's a trendsetter. He brought in the braids and the tattoos and really made the NBA hip hop. And that's something that, from a guy that was 6 feet tall, I mean, arguably the fastest with the ball ever in the history of the game, he made the game exciting for fans. And to have him now in the Big Three, to establish this new league and be one of the founding fathers of 3-on-3 basketball is awesome. And I'm glad I was able to experience it with him this summer. Shout out to AI, Bubba Chuck, my dog. A lot of chaos going on in the Eastern Conference right now. The Toronto Raptors, I think, are still a top 3-4 team, but it's just gonna come down to that chemistry, that big C word, because you have shakeups. You know, Cleveland Cavaliers, shakeup. Boston Celtics, shakeup. Can those teams, re-solidify themselves? Obviously, Cleveland, they have the best player in the game in LeBron James. It's going to be a little easier for them when you can pass it to LeBron in the fourth quarter and just say, hey, you're the best, be the best. Boston Celtics, they lose Isaiah, and they gain a confident, hungry Kyrie Irving. I don't know. Is Kyrie ready to take that step of being the guy, the fourth quarter guy, the finals guy? Well, here's his opportunity. We know what we have in Toronto. We got Kyle Lowry. We got DeRozan. We got guys that can get it done, but the rest of the guys, can they solidify that chemistry?